It's a beautiful Saturday morning in the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this same time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. If you watch this video every morning, you'll be ahead of most buyers. You will know about every new listing from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the realtors know about them. I find most buyers wait for a home to come onto Zillow before they inquire about it, and the problem they run into there is by the time Zillow puts a home live online, it's been on the multiple listing service a couple days and all the good deals are already under contract. If you watch this video every day and you see something you like, you can call me and we'll make an appointment to get inside and see it right away. If you like what you see once we look at the home, we can write up a contract and have you under contract before most buyers ever even knew the property was available for sale. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'll put that web address in the description below. There's a lot more information on the homes in there, any unique features the home might have. It'll have room descriptions, room dimensions. There'll be photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. If the home happens to be waterfront, it'll show photos of the water view, photos of the boat dockage. Just a lot more information that I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com, and I update that every morning from the MLS as well. If you like this video, please let me know. Click that thumbs up like symbol down below. If you want to see more videos of this nature and keep current with the Florida Keys real estate market and know what's being listed at what prices, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a video just like this every morning. Also, make sure you stay to the end of the video. I'm currently running an offer where I will contribute $1,000 of my commission to go right towards your closing costs, but you have to wait till the end of the video to hear about that. We had a pretty busy day today. We have 12 new listings to talk about that have been put on the market in the last 24 hours between Big Pine Key and Key West. Before I tell you the information on the listings, though, the state of Florida's legal department makes me cover the legal boring stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for any of these listings. I'm not claiming any of these listings to be my own listings. And I'm not accepting any responsibility for any inaccuracies there may be in these listings. I'm simply reading it to you directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. In fact, on a day like today where we have so many listings, you'll probably notice me looking down a couple times. I'm just looking at my computer, making sure I'm reading you the right information. I will give my opinion from time to time on a particular listing if I think it's great or if I think it's overpriced or I think it's one you should stay away from. But when I do that, I will clarify this is my opinion. Otherwise, you can figure I'm just reading it right from the MLS. The first one we have is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,245 square foot house on Newton Street in Key West. It's in a neighborhood called The Meadows. It's being offered at $1,299,000, which is a very good price for a home in The Meadows. The Meadows is a very sought-after neighborhood amongst the Key West locals. It's close enough to downtown and Duval Street that you could take a bicycle. You could even walk. It'd be a pretty long walk, but it wouldn't be undoable. And yet you're still far enough away that it's very, very quiet over there, and there's plenty of parking on the street if you run out of parking on your property. On this particular house, if it were me, I'd like to see a second bathroom or at least a second half bathroom. But with 1,245 square feet, you could probably put one in pretty easily. If you did decide you wanted to go that route, while you're still in your inspection due diligence period after you go under contract, I would inquire with the Key West Building Department and make sure you would be allowed to put a bathroom in there, another bathroom. But it's usually pretty easy to do. Next, we go to Grinnell Street in Key West's Old Town neighborhood. We have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,008 square foot house. Grinnell Street's only about 4 or 5 blocks off Duval Street. Very easy walk. This one's being offered at $1,250,000. Again, being a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, I would like to put a second bathroom or at least a half bath. This one has a little bit less square footage than the one on Newton Street did, so it would probably be a half bath, but that would make a huge difference in the comfort in your home and also in the future resale value of the home. Then in Key West's Midtown neighborhood on Johnson Street, we have a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 1,884 square foot house with a nice in-ground pool. It's being offered at $2,599,000. In my opinion, that's a little high for that particular section of Johnson Street, but that's just my opinion anyway. Next, we go to Patterson Ave in Key West's Newtown neighborhood. This house is a fixer-upper. If you read the blog, you'll actually see it says right in the remarks it's a renovation project. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,238 square foot house. But the price reflects the fixer-upper. It's being offered at $749,000, which is extremely cheap for a house anywhere in Key West. The only downside I see of this house, and again, this is just my opinion, is Patterson Ave is one street from North Roosevelt, which is the main road going into Key West, and it's the main road the trucks use delivering into the restaurants downtown every morning. So it can be a little bit loud. I have a friend that lives over there, and he says he's woken up pretty regularly by it. Then also in Key West's Newtown neighborhood in a condo complex called Solana Village, there's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 920 square foot condo. This one's being offered at $510,000, which sounds like a great deal for a property in Key West, and it is ordinarily. However, they have a $1,280 a month condo fee added right into your bills on that one. And a lot of the condos in Key West have condo fees of that price and a lot even higher. There's quite a few condos that have $2,500 condo fees and more. But at least you get something for the money. This one is $1,280 a month, and all they do is pool maintenance and cleaning up of the common areas. That means they skim the pool every few days, they straighten out the pool chairs and pick up cigarette butts in the parking lot and charge you and 40 plus other owners $1,280. That's pretty close to $50,000 a month to straighten out pool chairs. I'll do it for less than half of that, but again, that's just my opinion. I think that condo fee is excessively high. Then in Key West on Riviera Drive, which is one of the very few streets that has canal frontage in Key West. There's only one working canal system in Key West. It's called the Riviera Canal, even though there are several streets that are on it. This one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,360 square foot house. It's on the canal. It has a concrete seawall and has a boat lift. Canal front property, a property with any boating anywhere on the actual island of Key West, is pretty rare. Most of the waterfront property has been taken up by the resorts. This one's being offered at $1,898,000, which is a very good price for a house with boating in Key West. Then we go up to Saddle Bunch Key to Palm Drive. There's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 550 square foot mobile home. It's being offered at $425,000. If you look at my blog and you see the pictures of the mobile home, you'll see it's a very older mobile home and it's in pretty rough shape. More than likely what will happen with this house if someone buys it is they'll come in and they'll remove the mobile home and put a house up there. That's what most of this neighborhood has had done. This whole neighborhood originally was all mobile homes and all older ones. And people are coming in and they're buying the mobile home, removing it, and putting up a house. If there's a mobile home there or any lot that has anything that you could prove there was at one point in time a residential dwelling on the home, you get what's called a ROGO exemption letter, which means you can get your building permit in a couple of months rather than the few years it normally takes. The building in Monroe County is on the ROGO system. ROGO stands for Rate of Growth Ordinance. Ordinarily, if you just start with a vacant piece of raw land with no building permit, nothing applied, it'll take you anywhere from 2 to a little over 3 years to get your building permit. Where this one, because there was a residential dwelling on it, you get what they call a ROGO exempt letter. That means you don't have to go through the ROGO in order to get your building permit. You still have a little bit of a process. It takes a couple months, but that's better than 3 years. That being said, this is a very small lot because it was originally built for mobile homes. And it's in not the greatest area of Key West, of the lower Keys, the lower Keys. Because the lots are so much smaller, the houses are crammed in there, especially the lots that have had a house put on a mobile home lot. You're very close to your next door neighbors, and the neighborhood is still about 40% older rundown trailers. So at $425,000, I think you could do a lot better in other areas if you were looking to buy a mobile home to replace with a house. Also on Saddle Bunch Key in the same neighborhood on Shore Drive, this one is a case where someone did come in and put the house up. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,589 square foot house. It's right on the open water with a 75-foot dock, great sunset views. The boating is so-so on there. You could get a small boat or a pontoon boat, flat-bottomed boat like a Boston Whaler or a Mako, but you wouldn't get anything large in there. It's also on a smaller lot as it was originally designed for a trailer. It's being offered at $1,679,000, which is an excellent price for an open water house with sunset view and boating. But in this particular neighborhood and with the lot size, I won't say it's overpriced, but it's definitely at the very top of the price point. You could probably get some negotiation in on that property. Then we go to Cudjoe Key to Jolly Roger Drive. There's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,288 square foot house on the open water with great Florida Keys sunset views. It has a large dock. It has an in-ground pool on the water side, so you can get off your boat, walk down, sit in your pool, and watch the Florida Keys sunset. If that's not living the Florida Keys dream, I don't know what is. This house, however, is in what they call the VE flood zone. There's 3 flood zones. There's X, which is the very best. There's AE, which is kind of middle of the road. My own personal home is in the AE flood zone. And then there's VE, which is the lowest lying land and the worst of the 3 flood zones. The ongoing joke amongst the insurance people is VE stands for very expensive. This house is being offered at $1,825,000, which the house and what you get with the pool, the open water, the dock edge, the views is absolutely worth $1,825,000. But while you're in your inspection due diligence period, I would definitely suggest getting an insurance quote before you give up your inspection period. The flood insurance is probably going to be pretty high on this one because it's on the open water and it's in the VE flood zone. Then we go to Ramrod Key in a subdivision called Breeze Swept Beach Estates on Martinique Lane. There's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,056 square foot house on the canal. Breeze Swept Beach Estates is a very nice subdivision. It's mostly year-round residents, a lot of you working locals. The canal system is very good. The boating is good. You don't have any bridges to go out. You go out into a very open, wide, deep water channel. Breeze Swept Beach is a great subdivision. Martinique is one of the less desirable streets in Breeze Swept Beach, but it's still a very nice street. The biggest drawback of Martinique is it's an extremely long canal ride at idle speed before you get out into the open water. This one's being offered at $1,625,000, which I think is priced a little bit high. Not way out of line, but I definitely think it is priced a little bit high. Then we go to Blackbeard Road on Little Torch Key. Blackbeard Road is in a subdivision called Jolly Roger Estates. Jolly Roger Estates is one of the more desirable subdivisions in the lower Keys because of the deep water boating. And also, just like Breeze Swept Beach and Ramrod, the house we just talked about earlier, there's no bridges to go under. Jolly Roger's opens up into Newfound Harbor, which is one of the widest and deepest boating channels in all of the lower Keys. And also they have a full-service marina right in the canal system in Jolly Roger Estates with a fuel dock, dock master, ship store. There's a boat ramp if you want to put your boat in. Bait and tackle. They sell soft drinks and beer. Everything you need for a day in the water, whether you're going fishing, snorkeling, island hopping for a picnic lunch, or a sunset cruise. You can get everything right at that marina. This one's being offered at $1,349,000, which is an excellent price for a home on the canal in Jolly Roger Estates. Then the last one is on Anthony Street on Big Pine Key. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,448 square foot house. It's on a very large lot for the Keys. It's a little over 17,000 square foot lot, where most of the lots in the lower Keys are either 5,000 square foot or 6,000 square foot. So this is pretty much a triple size lot. It's on the canal with good boating, very, very secluded, quiet, private street. If you want privacy and you want quiet and you want to wake up and see the key deer in your backyard, this is the location you want to be in. I actually used to live a couple blocks up the street from this house when I first moved to the Keys 33 years ago. I enjoyed living there a lot. This one's being offered at $999,000, and a house anywhere in the Keys with that much land and good boating under $1 million is definitely a very good buy. This one's worth a look. And that's all we have for today. If you want to take a look at any of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. Now, as I promised earlier, my offer to contribute $1,000 of my commission to go right towards your closing costs. If you buy or sell any home with me anywhere in the Florida Keys, I will contribute $1,000 of my commission to go right towards your closing costs. The contracts just have to be signed by June 30th of this year. You don't have to close by June 30th. I know we're getting relatively close to the 30th, relatively close to June, and then the 30th will be around the corner. If you're selling the home, the listing agreement just has to be signed by June 30th, 2024, and then we can close after that. If you're buying the home, the contract for purchase and sale just has to be signed by June 30th, 2024. Then we can close after that, and I will still honor that $1,000 commitment where I will contribute $1,000 of my commission to go right towards your closing costs. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to showing you homes in the fabulous Florida Keys. And most importantly, I look forward to making you my neighbor. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.